One of the core functions of the Office of the Public Guardian is to investigate allegations of abuse, exploitation, and neglect of adults with impaired decision-making capacity.
The types of allegations we can investigate are diverse, but broadly relate to personal and financial abuse, harm, and exploitation.
An example of financial abuse could be an adult's funds being misused, while personal concerns include circumstances where an adult is being neglected or does not have access to vital healthcare or services.
We also investigate concerns that an adult is neglecting their own personal well-being or finances.
However, to ensure we are focusing our resources on the most vulnerable adults, we have discretion to prioritise taking on only those investigations that present the highest risk of harm to the adult.
The purpose of an OPG investigation is to determine if the adult's decision-making arrangements are adequate and appropriate, or whether a decision-maker needs to be appointed.
We can only investigate where an adult has impaired decision-making capacity for the area in which the decisions are required. For example, an adult may have capacity to make simple financial decisions, so we could only investigate allegations that relate to complex financial matters.
You don't have to establish whether the adult lacks decision-making capacity. You just need to describe to us why you think the adult may have impaired capacity.
This may include a diagnosis or condition of the adult, or observations of the adult's behaviour.
However, it is important to understand that just because an adult has a diagnosis such as dementia, it doesn't necessarily mean that they do not have capacity to make decisions.
Families, friends and decision makers, like attorneys appointed under an enduring power of attorney, can sometimes disagree about the best way to support a person. There are times when there has been a long-standing history of disagreement.
Relationship mediation services can often help to resolve conflict between family members or decision makers. Alternatively, legal advice and advocacy services can provide a medium to discuss differences of opinion and find resolutions.
In some circumstances, particularly when an adult is at immediate risk, it may also be appropriate to apply directly to the Queensland Civil and Administrative Tribunal, or QCAT, for a formal decision maker to be appointed.
Where the adult is a senior, a good starting point is the Elder Abuse Helpline, as they can provide a range of referral pathways. If an adult is at immediate danger, you should always call 000.
Under the Public Guardian Act, the assigned investigator has the right to all information necessary to investigate a complaint or allegation, for example, medical or financial records.
As well as collecting evidence, the investigator will also talk to relevant people, and investigators may also visit the adult to obtain their views and wishes.
If a current decision maker has been accused of wrongdoing, they will be given the opportunity to respond to the allegations and any evidence gathered.
When the investigation is complete, the investigator will determine what course of action needs to be taken.
Wherever possible, we will try to educate decision makers on their role and responsibilities and on support networks that can assist both them and the adult.
There are a number of possible outcomes of an investigation. These include no action, as the allegations are not substantiated, advice or education for a decision maker on how to carry out their role appropriately, an application to QCAT to have a decision maker appointed, or suspension of an enduring power of attorney.
Depending on how complex the investigation is, it may take several months to reach an outcome. But if required, an attorney can be suspended or an urgent application can be made to QCAT.
If an attorney's financial powers are suspended, the Public Trustee of Queensland is appointed for financial decisions. If the suspension applies to the attorney's personal and health powers, the Public Guardian is appointed. This appointment remains until a QCAT hearing date is set.
In extreme circumstances, investigators can apply for a warrant to remove an adult from a situation to ensure they are safe.
The OPG website has a range of information on the investigations process and also information about capacity, what red flags to look for, other referral points, and a link to the investigation request form.